Hello, 7th graders. You are watching this video because I am not at school. So if you do not have this piece of paper, please make sure to get it from the teacher so that you can follow along. The expectation is that this sheet is completed as you watch the video. Number 1, polygon B is a scaled copy of polygon A. So I see polygon B right here, polygon A there. What is the scale factor from polygon A to polygon B? So they're asking us, what can I multiply by polygon A, all the side lengths, to get polygon B? If I look at polygon B, the only side length that I am given is this 5. That would correspond to 2.5, the top of polygon A. To find the scale factor, I am going to take polygon B divided by polygon A because I'm trying to get from A to B, meaning I'm going to take B divided by A to get the scale factor. So in this situation, in polygon B, my side length is 5. In polygon A, my side length is 2.5. So I'm going to take 5 divided by 2.5. You can do this in a calculator. 5 divided by 2.5 is 2. So that means to get from A to B, I'm multiplying those side lengths by 2. Find the missing length of each side marked with a question mark in polygon B. So I have 1.5 is one of the side lengths that I am given in A, and that matches up to one of the question marks. So to find that first question mark, I'm going to take 1.5 times my scale factor of 2, which 1.5 times 2 is 3. So I know that this question mark right here would be 3. The next spot I see a question mark is right here, and that matches up to this 2.5 in A. What's nice is I see that if this was 2.5, the other pink side was 5. If I take 2.5 times my scale factor of 2, it should also give me 5. So my other question mark here would be 5. Find a missing value of each angle marked with a question mark in polygon A. Well, if they are scaled copies have the same angles. That is something we have talked about in class. So any of the angles in shape B, if I'm giving those measurements, whatever they correspond to, I will get the same measurement in polygon A. So if I look here and I have 82 degrees on this angle right there, that corresponds to this bottom angle on shape A, which means this question mark is also 82 degrees. And then I see I have another angle given to me in polygon B in this corner, which would match to the corner at the top in polygon A. And I'm going to draw an arrow because there's not a lot of room in the shape. I would know that this is also 53 degrees. So any of the angles that I'm given, if they are scaled copies, I can just fill in what I am missing in the corresponding parts of that copy. Moving on to number 2. Quadrilateral A has side lengths 2, 3, 5, and 6. Quadrilateral B has side lengths 4, 5, 8, and 10. Is quadrilateral B a scaled copy of quadrilateral A? I'm going to use a table to check this. So I'm going to make a table, and I'm going to label the top A and B, and I'm going to match these up so it goes like short, kind of short, longer, longer, and they go in the same order from shortest to longest. So I have 2, 3, 5, and 6, and then I have 4, 5, 8, and 10. So if I want to figure out how to get from A to B, or what that scale factor would be, 2 to 4 is one that's pretty easy for me there. I know that that's times 2. And if I look at 3 to 5, if I wanted to multiply 3 times 2, that would not give me 5. This should have been 6. Well, right there, they're not getting multiplied by the same amount. So right there, I know they're not scaled copies. I could keep this going just to show more evidence of 5 times 2. That should have been 10. 6 times 2 Shouldn't be 10, it should be 12. So if B was actually a scaled copy using this first pair as our reference, my side length should be 4, 6, 10, and 12, not 4, 5, 8, and 10. So I should say, I'm going to say no, the scale factor is not the same excuse me, for all pairs of numbers. So if you wanted to make a table to show evidence for that, you also could have just shown me 2 times 2 equals 4, 3 times 2 should equal 6. It doesn't have to be organized in a table. I just prefer to use tables to organize my work. Number 3, Noah enlarged a 4-inch by 6-inch photograph. The enlarged length is 8 inches. How many times larger is the area of the enlarged photo compared to the original photo? So if I look at my original, it was 4 inches by 6 inches. Then the enlarged length is 8 inches. So I can see here that if I look at my, I'm going to say original and then a copy, the enlarged would be a copy. I have a 4 by 6. My enlarged length would be 8. I'm going to match that up with the 4. And then I don't know my enlarged width yet. I know to get from 4 to 8, it is multiplying by 2. 4 times 2 equals 8. So I would use that same amount to multiply the other side length of the original photo. 6 times 2 means the other side length of my enlarged photo is 12. 4 times 2 is 8, 6 times 2 is 12. So I use this matching pair of 4 and 8 to figure out my scale factor. Then I use that scale factor to find that other side length of the enlarged photo. Now, if I want to find the area of the enlarged photo, I know that area is calculated by taking length times width. Well, if I want to find the area of this shape, I would take then, or of this photo, I would take 8 times 12. 8 times 12 is 96, which would mean my new area is 96 inches squared. So my original photo, I used the 4 and the 8 to find that scale factor, and then I would take 6 times 2 to find 12, and then I use those 2 enlarged side lengths to find my area of the new photo. Number 4, on a train platform, there is a map showing the train stops. The map states that 4 inches is equal to 240 miles. Stop A is 6 inches from stop B. What is the actual distance between these stops? So if 4 inches equals 240 miles, I am going to set up a table showing we'll just use original, and this would be, our miles would be our copy. We could even put, I'm actually gonna cross that out. I'm gonna put inches and miles. So I know that 4 inches should be 240 miles. So I'm trying to figure out what 6 inches would be in miles. I don't know 4 to 240 off the top of my head, so I'm gonna take my miles divided by my inches, because I'm trying to figure out what do I multiply by to get from inches to miles so that I can multiply my 6 inches. So I would take my miles divided by my inches. So miles divided by inches. 240 divided by 4 would give me 60. So miles divided by inches is going to give me my scale factor. So 60 is my scale factor. So I'd take 4 times 60 gives me 240. So then 6 times 60, I would use a calculator for that. That is going to give me 360 miles. So we would say 6 inches equals 360 miles. So I'm still using my same process of figuring out scale factor. I'm just applying it to a different problem. Stop C is 100 miles from stop D. What is the distance in inches between these stops on the map? So I'm going to make another table using inches and miles. Inches, miles, using my same original scale. So I know that 4 inches is equal to 240 miles. What they are asking me to check is if I have 100 miles, how am I going to find the distance in inches? So now my arrows are actually going to be going a different direction than they were in A. They're going from miles to inches. From miles to inches, meaning to find my scale factor, I'm actually going to reverse this. So instead of doing miles divided by inches, I'm going to take inches divided by miles to find my scale factor. So then I'm going to take 4 was the inches I was given divided by its corresponding miles, which was 240, and 4 divided by 240. I'm going to use a calculator for this. Is 1/60th. In your calculator, it might show you as 0.016 repeating. Ooh, that is not a fun number to use. If this is 1/60th or 0.016 repeating, I know based on what we've done in class that if I'm multiplying by something by 1/60th, this is the same as dividing by 60. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 100 divided by 60, or what I'm going to write in my table is that it's multiplying by 1/60th, but I know that that's the same as dividing by 60. So 100 divided by 60 would give us 1.6 repeating. So I got that by taking 100 divided by 60 gave me 1.6 repeating. So that tells me that 100 miles equals 1.6 repeating inches. So this is the same as how we would use scale factor or to determine scale factor in a shape. We are just applying it to a map situation where we don't have a picture. Right now, make sure that your entire sheet is filled out. Go back in this video and pause if you need to copy down any other examples. And then you are going to continue with the Desmos activity to get some practice done.